It's the dead of winter in Fredericton. Many New Brunswickers head south. But one group didn't go for the warm weather. They went to help. Haiti was already the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. When the earthquake hit last year, their poorly constructed buildings crumbled. Almost 250,000 people died, and millions were left homeless. Bernie Zebarth happened to be there doing some charity work when the earthquake struck.
So at the time of the earthquake, initially there was this rumbling sound, which I believe now is all the concrete buildings basically collapsing. And there was a pall of dust came up from that. But the big thing we heard was the sounds. So we were, again, because we were up high, you could hear the sounds coming up from the city, almost like a wail of people, a lot of it in distress, because this is their homes collapsing, and a lot of times it's collapsing on the people. But also some people just crying out and thankfulness that they were okay, like they survived.
Bernie went back last week with a group called Freddie Link to finish the work that he started before the earthquake. While eco groups such as Freddie Link are still helping, many in Haiti are still without help, without a home and without basic necessities, and they're living in conditions like this. The statistics are grim. Even though the earthquake happened over a year ago now, if you drive through the streets here in Port-au-Prince, you wouldn't know it. There's still rubble and crushed houses everywhere, and people have set up tents wherever they can find space. They're calling it Tent City. Susan Johnson from the Red Cross says that the lack of organization among the aid organizations is slowing down relief efforts.
There are so many organizations that came into Haiti trying to do the right thing, and a lot of them without a lot of experience. And when you have that happening, you get a lot of organizations coming in with materials that might not be appropriate, people that don't have the experience. It really does actually gum up the system.
Johnson says another problem they face is trying to find who is the most needy.
Finish off Crick's chapter 3.
Sean Narine is a professor of international relations at St. Thomas University. He says the instability of the Haitian government is making matters worse.
The Haitian authorities don't want foreigners to be running around the country doing all kinds of things without going through the Haitian government first. At the same time, the foreigners are sort of saying, well, you know, if we wait around for you to get your act together, we'll never do anything at all. But in the end, it seems like the government has had enough authority, enough power to block the foreigners from doing very much, while at the same time not having a very much authority or ability to carry out the sorts of initiatives it needs to actually alleviate the suffering of the Haitian people.
Narine says that outside pressure from the international community, such as economic incentives for the Haitian government, could speed the process along. But until then, millions of Haitians are suffering every day, and organizations as large as the Red Cross and as small as Freddie Link will just have to do the best they can under the circumstances. During his trip, Bernie saw a lot of despair in the Port-au-Prince area, but he also saw a lot of hope.
And I was actually kind of bracing myself emotionally, thinking it'd be really difficult. I'd see a lot of poverty and so on. And I met people who have huge challenges in their life, but that's not what I saw in them. What I saw in them was really a sense of hope and passion and, you know, really a desire for the future for their children, and it was really inspiring.
With 1 year of suffering gone and many more to come, the Haitians will have to hold on to that hope that Bernie Zebarth has found amongst them. For Stu Journalism, I'm Amy McKenzie in Port-au-Prince, Haiti.